Whole foods versus fortification in foods, does our body absorb those nutrients in the same way?
Yeah, as a general rule, the answer is yes. And actually, one of the benefits that fortified foods have over multivitamins is the efficiency of digestive processes and the food matrix that those nutrients are found in. So, one of the theories behind why multivitamins don't improve health outcomes, at least not the biggies like cardiovascular disease incidence and mortality, cancer incidence and mortality, or all-cause mortality, is the thought that those nutrients are potentially poorly absorbed. This is especially true for tablet forms of multivitamins, but the idea that that tablet's just not dissolving until it's like too far down the digestive tract for the absorption of those specific nutrients, because different sections of our intestines absorb different nutrients. Fun fact. So if it takes too long for a tablet to dissolve, you've missed the boat for absorbing a lot of the nutrients in that multivitamin tablet. And that's not a challenge that fortified foods have, right? Those nutrients aren't bound up into a tablet. They're part of the food matrix. You have more efficient digestion, right? So you're not taking that multivitamin on an empty stomach, right? It's in the food. So as a general rule, the nutrients from fortification are equally as absorbed as the nutrients inherent to whole foods. The one little this one's interesting is vitamin B9. So the form of vitamin B9 that is added to fortified foods is folic acid, whereas the vitamin B9 in whole foods tends to be present in a variety of different forms. And you get some of it, at least, that is in the L-methylfolate form, so the active form. So folic acid is like the best absorbed form of vitamin B9. So we actually absorb it at a much higher rate than we absorb many of the forms of folate inherent to whole foods. But it does take more steps to convert it into the active form, whereas the forms we get from whole foods are a little bit more mixed. So we get some that don't need any conversion, some that are fewer steps, some that are the same amount of steps. So generally, we can use the vitamin B9, even though we don't absorb it from food, we can use it a little bit more readily. So that is like the one little interesting detail where there's a difference. But unless you have like really big deficits to methylation, so like high levels of homocysteine in your blood, level deficits to methylation, you can still use that folic acid. So it's actually absorbed slightly better from fortified foods than from whole foods. But in the end, at the end of the day, it's not a meaningful difference for most people. And for some people, the forms of vitamin B9 from whole foods will be easier to actually utilize.